As part of my deliverables, I just wanted to share some of the Power BI dashboards that I've been working on for various people, and they're in various states, but they're all on the go, and they've been very useful, and people have been very happy to receive them. So the first one here is sort of a one that looks at bank information. So our accountants can access notes about bank information directly into Power BI. This next one is what I got to call the data catalog. This is basically a searchable index of every sort of piece of information that we have within our MIS. So it's very handy in that people who are looking for specific information, it's not easy to find when you just kind of go in there on the tables. You need to know how to use SQL to find anything in there. So I created this, which is basically you can search for table types, or you can search for even specific column names. For example, if I wanted to look up columns that had AFE, authorization for expenditure, it'll bring up every column that has that within the entire database, and it filters it down on just the tables that have those. So it's very handy for people that are learning about data within RMIS, and I've used it quite a bit myself already because it's very easy to get lost in there. So I think this one is going to be one that is going to be very handy for a lot of people. This one's sort of an early work in progress. I'm trying to find a way that I could bring together our summary of foreign exchange rates into some sort of database that is searchable. And will display all the historical information, be searchable by scenarios within when it was used. This one's still very early in its infancy, but I think it's going to be very handy for a lot of accountants that deal with foreign exchange rates and are not happy with the current interface with our accounting system, as it's very slow and cumbersome to get around. This one is also very early in development. It's going to be something to make it simpler to perform to do searches related to asset retirement obligations. I found all the tables for which these type of transactions are located. So I wanted to kind of bring them together into some sort of a dashboard that the accountants can use to find the information and bring in things like depreciation, all that kind of stuff that they'd want to see related to the ultimate asset retirement obligations. I still have a lot of work to do. I haven't even settled on what I want the dashboard to look like yet, but I'm in the process of gathering the data. So one day I hope this one will be very handy. This is one that I had heard somebody complaining about the current way that it's done and how long it takes. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to create a dashboard for that. This dashboard is a work in progress, production accounting month-to-month dashboard to look at some key quantitative data. Part of production accounting is to have a good handle on the proration factors of each area, and this dashboard brings that up very easily, and it separates the things that make up the proration factor. It's a difference between the actual volumes and the estimated volumes, and it makes it very easy to search just by property to find out just specifically what was produced in each month. This is still a work in progress. I only have one production period in there because the data set's quite large, but it also has a little chart here to show the makeup of what sort of products were produced. So this one I think is going to become very handy for the production accountants to keep track of their information. And I come from that world, so for me this would be very handy because it would eliminate the need to go and run reports that take quite a while to create, and also it separates clearly the estimated from the actual. This just brings in the bare minimum that people need to know, and I think something like this would answer about 90% of questions that actually do come their way. So I do hope that this one becomes useful to them once I've got a chance to publish it. This dashboard here I'm very happy with. This is it takes a peek inside of the master files within our American accounting system, which is also doubles as our land system. So I made something that makes it easy for the accountants to look up the working interest on a well. So they can just select a well, or they can even just select a partner they want to look up, whatever they want. And it gives them a lot of different ways to sort the data. There's different types of working interest that they can select. So for instance, in this case, if they want to just know the revenue percent or the revenue division of interest for a well, this is how they would do it. If they wanted to switch that over to the JIB interest, easy to do that on the fly. So it's really cool. And this one is really awesome because I made it for an accountant who was looking for something like this because she is having a lot of trouble scrolling through all the information within the accounting system. It's just really slow. So I made this for her, and she's loving it. I mentioned this to one of the managers of the land department, and I actually have made a modified version of this with a few more slicers in there just for her. And she loves that as well. And I'm just working with her now to add a few more bits of information in there. But we've come up with something really incredible that the land group is loving. So these things do not take long to make. It's just a matter of finding those opportunities and just grabbing the data and putting it together in something that is actually useful, and working with them to kind of fine tune it. So I'm really enjoying this Power BI, being the Power BI guy. It's been quite an experience, and I'm very happy that I've had the opportunity.